Welcome, welcome board. Welcome to today's case study. We got John here, John from
I,
Canada. Yeah, please start right off with introducing yourself. You know who you are, how old you are, what you do for work, so people get a little bit better understanding of your age, your lifestyle, and yeah.
sure. My name's John Kierstead. I'm in the hot tub industry. I've been in the hot tub industry for the last 27 years. I've worked all aspects of that, and now I focus on the retail side of it. I have 5 retail stores on Vancouver Island. And I passionate about judo. Spend a lot of time doing martial arts and teaching martial arts. But I just couldn't keep my fitness with my busy schedule and stuff. I just didn't have the right method for doing that.
Definitely,
Oh,
that's why.
I'm 53 years old.
Mhm. Yeah, looking a lot younger and stronger. So let's just start there where you said you couldn't do it because you couldn't do it with your fitness, your health, the weight loss, because of your schedule. What would you
That's part
say?
of it for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah,
That's
what
part of it for sure.
yeah, what would you say were some of the things that you were struggling or having a little bit challenge with before you started with the kinetic method?
Well, the biggest thing is had no idea actually how many calories I was intaking. Like just no reference at all. I just eat what I felt like when I was hungry and that sort of thing. And I always relied on the fact that I was quite active, and I just figured I could burn off whatever I ate, right? Um, but I realized pretty damn quick that when you start recording all that stuff that you're eating, oh wow, I didn't realize that thing was like 100 calories. Jesus, I shouldn't be eating so many of those. And just getting an understanding of which foods were nutrient dense and which foods were caloric dense, and that sort of thing, and just the choices that you can make for better choices. And that's what I found. As soon as the limit that you put on my calories wasn't really that big. I never felt hungry through this whole thing, but boy, I'm telling you, when you only had 200 calories, you made different choices. I'd look at this one thing and go, I don't really want that. I would way rather have this. This is way more filling, and I'll be more satisfied, and that sort of thing. And so that was the thing that I think was a real breakthrough for me, was recognizing that I can be completely satisfied at a much lower calorie density than I thought. A lot of times I was just eating out of habit, just eating. And we talked a bit about it in some of the calls that we had, where it's that first bite or that second bite that you really enjoy, and then after that it's autopilot. Well, I was on autopilot, and instead of maybe being satisfied with 6 ounces of steak, I'd eat 16 ounces of steak. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I didn't enjoy eating the 16 ounces of steak. I did, but it wasn't the same joy at the end as it was at the beginning. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And by having the limitation of the just the ceiling of the calories, and getting immediate feedback, like I just started noticing, wow, like I'm down 0.2 pounds, and wow, I'm down another 0.2 pounds. And like I had that run where I just went every day was another low, and so that keeps you on the program, because I'm sitting there, well, it's obviously working, just keep doing the same stuff, right? So it took some time to figure out which foods were the better foods. And what was great is the guys all share ideas, and you post food pictures. I love that. In fact, I would ask for more of that. What's your favorite 3 snacks? Like a few of the guys just post, oh, I love this thing. I'm like, frig, I never even heard of that. What is that? Right. And you find these things that you can snack on that fill that craving urge. Even understanding cravings. I didn't understand what drove cravings until your program. I think the reason why your program worked the best for me compared to a lot of the other stuff that I tried in the past was that most of those, at some point, I feel like I'm giving up something or sacrificing, or it's not sustainable. Whereas this, all along, you're like, hey man, there's nutritious and less nutritious, that those types of idioms that you got going through my head helped me make better choices when it came to picking the foods. And let's face it, diet is a critical component of weight control, and feeling better. Eating the right stuff. I was shocked that you get cravings because your body's missing something. That seems obvious, right? But when I started eating the things that I was missing, the cravings just went away. And especially the timing of the food. Like I was eating way too late. I still probably eat a little bit too late, because of schedule again. Sometimes just busy, it's harder to do. But I'm much more apt to have stuff with me now. I don't go long distances without having the right nutrition to keep me fueled, right? It's just changed my mindset.
That's the most important thing that you just shared at the end with the mindset, because so many people focus on the surface level stuff and think, oh, it's a lot of times I get like the messages on social media, like, what plan was this guy on, or what diet, how many calories? It's like, I can show the plan, the calories, but it's never that. And you know it. It's how you think, how you approach it, and how you get back on, because you're not
Yeah.
robots, we're humans. And that was also one thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Like I
I did
struggle.
this. What should I do here? Right? It's like these small decisions. What do I do here? What do I do here? What do I do here? That all add up and ultimately drive you into the right direction, because they create that compound effect.
Yeah, well, I was kind of wondering if there was two of you, Mauro, because I know there's like 30 of us other guys on this thing as well, and you're responding to every post and stuff that I send to you like almost instantly all the time. I'm like, does this guy sleep? Right? It's like because we're what 8-9 hours difference apart. But it's never felt distance. I've always felt that you connect with us, all of the guys, really well, and I love the community. The other guys inspire me. And it's just great hearing their insights and such as well. And the fact is you've tailored this for business people, and business people are freaking busy, right? So you don't overdo it. Like you respond to the input. You shorten my workout times a little bit. We've played around with that until I can find a routine that I can commit to. And I don't know. I just that constant feedback is really important, because there is a lot of things you don't know. When you're learning these new, this is a skill. Actually, I'm learning a new skill, how to eat properly and that sort of thing. I I remember my wife thinking I was crazy when I packed the postal scale in my camping stuff. And I was weighing stuff when we went camping. It's just like, you know what? I'm not good enough yet to identify how much that piece of fried chicken is. Do you know what I mean? Like you've been counting macros and stuff forever. You could tell like person, oh, that's this many proteins and that's this many carbs, but I'm not at that level yet. And so I find it doesn't take me long to just go plunk, okay. And now I'm starting to get that a little bit. I'm starting like I now know I can pretty much eat the whole box of lettuce and not have to worry. Do you know what I mean? Right? Because it's not calorie dense. But when you're measuring like peanut butter or things like this, where if you're off by a little bit, it's a lot of extra calories or otherwise, right? So I think just starting to learn, it's a new skill.
I
And
agree.
teacher.
Yeah, and that's why it's like not just here's your plan, but yes, here's your plan, but here's as I said before, like here's how you should think, because when you know how to think, you master those skills, and you basically don't. I'm not feeding you with fish, but I'm showing you, hey, here's how you can go and catch not just fish, but the big sharks out there, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah,
No, it's definitely interactive. I think is much more so than I expected, and yeah, it's been good. A lot of, like you said, it adds up. It's a lot of little things that start working together, and then you start feeling better. Obviously, you start dropping a significant amount of weight and looking fit. People notice. Like all the people around you notice. And that's an encouragement as well.
Mhm.
They're like, hey, holy, what have you done? Like, what's going on and stuff. And so getting those comments, I literally had to get rid of all of my clothes, like all of them. None of my clothes fit, right? They were all way too big. And so, I think I shared this story with you where my wife a few years ago had bought this shirt that I really loved, beautiful shirt, but there's no way in hell I could put it on. Like it was like just no way I could even put the buttons together. And then I think I was about 2 months into your program, and I saw the shirt there, and I said, I wonder, right? And I put it on, and it fit no problem. And so I wore it to work that day, and just it was like the best day ever. I was on cloud nine.
Yeah, the weight is one thing, and that's so beautiful that you share that, because the weight is one thing, but it's really what it's gonna give us, right? Just not just a number on the scale, and you were able to, yeah, just fit into that shirt again, right? So that's good.
Well,
And
that shirt was kind of there for a long time. I looked at it for a lot of years, and I didn't get rid of it. It was like, I want to be in that shirt. Like the goal was there. And I think that a lot of times we have the right intention, like we want to do it, but intention and commitment are two different things. I think we
mhm.
know what we want to do, but sometimes it's really hard to commit to the things that you need to do to get there. And what I found is this has helped me, because I've been close. I was you posted that I was at 199. That's just when you got me. I
Mhm.
was 246, right? I got a picture that you could put on there that would shock you tomorrow. It's like I look like Shamu.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you after.
Yeah, you should post in the group so the other guys get even more inspired of your
Yeah,
success.
because since then, when I hit 160 or 166, when I hit
Mhm.
166, I have lost a total of 80 pounds.
Wow. And we started in 199. You're right, and you said you already lost a big amount of weight before,
Yeah.
and but down to 166, 165. Yeah,
The
and
thing that's interesting, I would have never believed that I could hit 165. No way. Because when I lost the 50 pounds, I got down to about 200. I broke 200. That was kind of the goal. I was 246. I wanted to get under 200. So I got under 200, and then I kind of stayed there, and then I'd float back up to 215, 218. I go, oh, I'm almost 220. And then I'd fight back down to get back below 200. And then I did that battle for 3 years. I bet you I went between just under 200 to somewhere up to about 220, and then back down. And I just kind of floated between there, which was still a solid 30 pounds better than I had been, but it still was not fit. It was more fit, but definitely not fit. Now when I look at myself and I compete in the sports and stuff like that, I feel fit. Like I'm not tiring out as fast. I've got endurance. I kept most of the strength. When I was big, I was always, you had a little more power and momentum and stuff. But to have that strength in a 165-pound body, it's a huge difference when you're doing martial arts. I'll tell you that.
yeah, you're also more flexible, right?
Well, way more flexible. You
Mhm.
know what? I was one of the gals that does the jujitsu too. She's a yoga person, and I was just saying, when you get rid of that stomach, you you get those extra 2 inches easily when you're bending, because it's not
Mhm.
blocking the way, right? So yeah, way more flexibility, and with that flexibility, I suffer from osteoarthritis. You can see in my knuckles and stuff, and it's literally been stopped by exercise. You got to be able to exercise and move, and that's what helps the arthritis. Well, I'm able to move much more easily, and I'm not getting the pain that I used to get. Like I used to have back pain all the time, and I always attributed to carrying around a lot of extra weight, which was probably, partially accurate, but it's also because you can't move in the ways that you need to move to relieve the pain. Well, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but like you got to be moving those muscles. And if you're tired, or you're heavy, or that sort of thing, and you're physically restricted, like my stomach's in the way, you can't make those movements. So you can't make that part of your body feel better again. So like hip pain and stuff like that, I don't have that anymore. All the pain I get now is the pain that I get from, when you lift weights and stuff and you feel sore. Sore is way different than pain. I don't mind feeling sore. In fact, I kind of feel good when I feel sore because I'm like, hey, I did something. This is good sore, right? It's not pain.
It's kind of like a little reward. It's like, hey, I
Yeah,
put in work. Like,
I worked hard enough.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
And I noticed that, sometimes when you don't feel that, you're like, did I work hard enough? I should feel something. I should feel something more intense, I guess. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But you're doing good, man. And I haven't told you this, but I have put you actually in the members area from the onboarding, where I show like, hey, this is John. He holds the record. He has 44 new lows in a row. Are you committed to beating his record or not? So everyone who joins is like, okay, that's the man to beat. So you're like
Wow.
the guy in the program now, and it's like the golden star where everyone
All
wants.
right, I got a gold star.
Yeah, exactly.
It's awesome.
Awesome.
You know what? It's a great feeling to have accomplished that, and really the big win for me is that you were able to help me break through even some mental barriers. Like I originally remember my target was 178. I was completely happy with 178, and the moment I cracked that, I was like, holy, maybe Moro's right. Maybe the 160s is obtainable. Because I didn't believe it. I really didn't believe it. So I got to thank you for acknowledging my goal, because you didn't say, no, that's a terrible goal. You should be at and push it on me. And then at the same time, still subtly nudging, saying, hey, look, maybe it is possible. Look at that. Look at where you're at now. Because that extra encouragement is all the difference. And I really want to thank you. You've been an excellent coach, the best I've ever dealt with in this sort of thing. So I think that you're doing good things, and I see the results in the other guys, and that builds as well. That doesn't come by accident. It's a great program.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for putting in the commitment, and obviously thank you, for your trust and doing this today. So good to have you on.
Yeah. Thanks, Mara.